Greetings and welcome into Ankh Plays. Thanks for joining me today. We are returning to Dwarf Fortress in Fortress mode, and we are here overseeing the hamlet of Anvilseal once again for episode 16. It's kind of hard to believe that it's been only 5 years in Dwarven time, but here we are. So welcome along in and we'll get started. Our goals for today are going to be continuing to build up our clothing industry. We want to continue working on our, and I'm sorry, let me back up. The clothing industry we're going to be building up in this area. We're going to also skip down to our main hall. We're going to work on that as well. And then we have a few dwarves, as some of you may recall, who really have a strong desire for military training. And so I think it's time for us to make an effort to at least meet that need for them. And we do live here in Anvilseal in an Untamed Wilds, in Untamed Wilds biome, I think is the right term. And so it would probably be good for us to make sure that our protection is bolstered properly. So as usual, dwarves, we have a lot of work to do, and we're going to go ahead and get started with that. The first thing that I want to do is I want to jump back up to our farming area. And this is still a point of worry for me up here where we've got a lot of just clay. I don't know that our yak population can get much larger than this, but I could be wrong. It seems like there's maybe a... It's hard to tell. So maybe it's been fixed, but it used to be that if you covered up this area here, it was always in sunlight. Whatever started in sunlight was in sunlight, no matter what you did by covering it up. And I don't think that that's potentially what's happening anymore, so I could be wrong. We also have, and this is worth noting as well, we got a bunch of, if I drop down here, we have a bunch of rocks. And these might look unassuming, but these are fluxstone. And so now we just need lignite or bituminous coal, and then we can actually make some steel, which would be great. I don't think we're going to be able to start with steel, but you know the drill. So here we go. Let's delete this drink stockpile. And we're going to put some floor down first here, just so that the dwarves have something to work on to get started. And this is, of course, rhyolite, I think, for everything here. I would like to get a few more houses for our dwarves as well. Just because we haven't had a migrant wave in a while, and it would be nice to get a few more workers who could help with that, who could help with all of the heavy lifting that needs to be done around this fortress. It's not a easy task, not a small endeavor here. So we've got some floors to put in there, and then of course jumping back up here. So we need to have some querns made, some rock querns. I think I'm going to have 5 of them made. I'm going to scroll all the way down here. And each one of those, I don't know. We don't want to automate it, but we do want to choose something that we have a large supply of in terms of rock. And I guess that's granite. It's granite querns all the way down. Once we get those querns set up, we will also need to, I think, have a space here. And what I'm going to do with this little space is this is going to be where our querns go. And I kind of feel like, maybe just pushing this out here. I don't know. This is... I'm proceeding a little bit more with some creative endeavors that maybe are going to prevent us from completing other projects, but such that it is. This is kind of one of those things that's like, I want to get it finished so it actually looks like a place where people can work. If we need to expand more fields, I don't think we will, but we would just go out this way into the microcline here. I think that's microcline, isn't it? We'll go down like this. That should be good for now. And one of the other things, since we're consuming rhyolite in such vast quantities, we've got these miners that are out here, and there's just a ton of rhyolite boulders. Not to mention granite. We've been kind of like whittling the side of this mountain away. And as I'm looking at this, so people who spawn on the map, we're going to come down, come down, come down, come down. They can always get down to the bottom on this side. And then if I go up here, I go back up. Yeah, I go back up to the top. I was a little worried because last fall, our outpost liaison had difficulty reaching the fortress to have the meeting. And, you know, that was kind of a problem. So let's take a look too, while we're out here, at how many more layers we can carve down before we actually hit lava. It turns out that the surface of the lava is on 59. That's, if I was on 59, I would flood if I dug into this volcano. But on 60, this was the surface of the lava. So we've got quite a ways to go before we, you know, hollow this mountain out, or carve this mountain away so much so that, and all of this is just rhyolite along here. Like, there is some granite, and it seems like there's, well, I don't know. This layer has got a lot of rhyolite on it, so even better. Okay, so we've got our querns going. We're going to use the querns to process the plants that we need to have processed. And I think we have to mill dimple cups, with the ultimate goal being to dye thread. Now, if I go down to the main hall and just go up one floor, you'll notice that we've got our leather works here, and they're cranking out leather bags, because I think we need that for dye. And then we've got 2 dyer shops, and I think that we've got all the supplies that we need there. We have a whole bunch of thread already, but this is the undyed thread supply. And we're going to be then, of course... Oh, you know what? We haven't actually finished this, this dyed thread supply. And we do need another thing for... we need another stockpile for cloth as well. So this is going to be a cloth stockpile. Cloth input, I think, is what we've been calling them. Have we been calling them? Oh, it's more supply. We'll just stay consistent with our naming conventions. Cloth supply. And this is going to be cloth. No thread. But pretty much all cloth can go in here. And only dyed. Because it's going to be dyed after we dye the thread and then make the cloth out of the thread. Okay. And then we're going to need to make sure that there's no max bins or barrels. Same with this one. Same with this one. Those look good. Okay, so then this is the quantum stockpile for... Sorry, the new stockpile is going to be here. And that's going to be cloth quantum stockpile. Cool, okay. And then we're going to make that cloth, and we're going to do some specifics on it. I don't know which is less clicks. Is it going to be this way, or is it going to be the other way? No dyed, or no undyed, and dyed cloth is fine. So we have thread. Looks good. Okay. Now, we need a track stop here, which I believe is under constructions. Track stop. It's going to dump that way for auto dumping. We'll make it out of granite because we just have an enormous quantity of granite. And I think this actually is ready to... This is ready to back up to become our dyed thread quantum stockpile. So let's build that. Oh, we can't. Forgive me. We can't because we need stuff in here. Let's go down to our giant dumping ground. And we can go into... oh, and it's already disallowed. Okay. So the next time we need to move cloth, that's going to be what happens. All right, so we've got some floor here for the main hall that's kicking off. I'm really tempted to do... Yeah, I'm really tempted to expand this out. And... just kind of make this an open air area. In fact, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to go get rid of this door. This is our tomb for Dabbles. And we're going to go through here. We're going to give our miners some work to do there. And then I think we'll probably just build some walls around this way. And then this is just going to be like an open area here. In fact, I'm even gonna go even further here. We can make this an open area where there's drink stocks. And it's because I want the dwarves to like have a place to socialize. We need to be able to store all of this drink. If you recall, look at all of this. This is absurd. Right? We don't need any more. We don't need any more drinks. Because you can't trade them, as it turns out. In fact, let's take a look at our jobs. Brew drink from plant. Yeah, okay. We need to drink some of this supply away before we can go back and do anything more with that. So I'm going to take this out. I still haven't figured out what I want to do in that regard, right? Because I was going to make this area right here kind of the output stock for the stills. But the problem with that is it's way too small for my current drink stock. And I don't know if I want to make this entire area a drink stockpile, but it seems like maybe I need to. And then we'll just use this area for something else. Because it's not that far. Oh, you know what I could do? Let's keep all of this here. Let's cancel the removal. And here's what we're going to do instead. This is going to be the supply area for our things that we're going to brew. So, for example, like plump helmets. We're only brewing plump helmets, so we're going to put them in this area. And if we need to, we'll expand that storage out this way, because the farmers can just come down from this area and drop the plump helmets right into a stockpile here. And we'll be good to go. So I think I think we're ready to roll time forward, and we can hit into our watch list for episode 16. And we're going to start from the bottom of the list this time, and we'll start check in with our beloved Baron Dabbles. How are you doing? Well, you don't have a job right now. You're just chilling. 43 years old, 6 children. I think he's got a job now. Yep, he sure does. He's going to help build the floor in the main hall. He put on a truly splendid item. Oh, yeah. Well, he's got 2 crowns. But I'm guessing it's this one that we assigned to him. And if I remember correctly, if we go over to needs... he's deeply religious. That's what we've concluded. So we need some more temples for Dabbles at some point. But other than that, things seem to be going quite well for him. He's got many of his children here. 2 of them are still minors. Not the ones that carve out stone, but young. Younger than 18. And then his younger sister, Alath, or Mother, as we call her, was one of the first migrants to this fortress, and she brought her children here. And it's actually kind of unfortunate because many of I'm sure if you've been watching the series for long enough, many of these children have had some pretty horrible things to befall them, which is unfortunate. But as far as overview is concerned, he seems to be quite happy with the way things are going. but he does have quite a few unmet needs. So we definitely need to take care of that. We'll break away from him for a moment here, and we'll resume construction on these two canceled guys here. And yeah, you know, I think that this might just become a giant drink stockpile, is what I'm thinking. Leather bags getting completed. That's always great. They're almost done here. How are our querns, our rock querns, coming? They haven't actually begun just yet. That's all right. We have no want for food or drink anymore. And people seem to be eating up the food. And I don't think that... Do we have anything spoiling right now? I sure hope not. Maybe a few mussels, but those are marked for a job, so they're actively being worked. Actively being used. I think that we can throw these guys away. So I don't think we have a place for them in the fortress. Let's see. I would like to say that we should just turn this into a drink stockpile right away. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to be big, but it's not going to be big enough. Actually, you know what? I didn't really think that through, did I? Let's make this place beautiful, shall we? I feel like maybe this should be priority 5. Oh, I can't do that. That's right. Let's get to engraving, dwarves. And I think this is important, primarily because we want to build this into a nice hall, and so it needs to be engraved. It's going to keep the dwarves busy for a long time. But once it's engraved, then we can throw the stockpile down and really start, you know, putting down some roots, as it were. And while they're doing that, we did carve out a nice place to expand our housing development over in this direction. And so we need to be thinking about that here. I don't know that we're quite ready to invest time into that just yet, but it's definitely something that's on my mind, maybe throwing a couple of houses down here. These would be pretty small, to be fair. And I think all of these... Have all of these been claimed? Okay, so we have like 3. 3 to give. 4 to give? We've got a few extra laying around. That's primarily because the children won't claim bedrooms. So, you know, there is that. I'm very anxious to get these querns up and going. Let's find the shop where those might be being made. Or do we not have has the manager not... Maybe the manager hasn't approved those jobs. I forgot to look. Oh no, he has. Where would that be doing? Oh, it could be downstairs. Could be way down in the depths. Yeah, there's our querns. Oh, they're still working on stuff down here. That's great, you know? I suppose... You know, the thought occurs to me. We've got all of this nice area out here now, and the querns are 1 tile, if memory serves. So we may as well put some stockpiles together for our... Yeah. For our quantum stock for dimple cups. I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to find out. We need raw dimple cups. And I'm not sure what needs to happen after that. I mean, I have a feeling I know. Is it under food? I wish you could search, like... Maybe it's here. Okay, so dimple dye is what comes out. Plant. Oil. Ah, come on. Where would it be? That's the million-dollar question. Ah, probably right here. My goodness. Apparently, I would not know a plant if it hit me in the back of the head. Let's make a quantum stock for these. I'm trying to keep this fortress organized so that it can grow, and it's much easier to stay organized. But as you can see, even with 50 dwarves, I'm having some trouble with that. Track stop out of granite. Let's make another one of these guys. This is going to be... Hello. There we go. Dimple cup. Quantum stockpile. I like it. It's a custom, and it's under food, plants. Can you actually eat dimple cup? It seems weird. Seems very weird. I'm not gonna lie. And this is just a side quest here. Okay, we don't have any lignite or bituminous coal yet, but we haven't really dug down on this fort. Maybe that's something else that we need to try and do for this episode, is start our digging process. You know? Like... Okay, we got our track stop. We just need a couple of dimple cups in there. And can we place some querns? Workshops. It's farming, I think. Quern. 1, 2, 3. Maybe something like 1, 2. We'll do 1, 2, and 3. Just like that. No access to quern. I would love to... Okay. I would love to get the dwarves working on stuff like that, but obviously, you know... We've got a lot to do. Let's just be honest. We need some more granite. Nope. Where's my granite blocks? There they are. I do like this music track. And our miners. Oh, is this the edge of the map? This might be the edge of the map. Yes, it is. Okay. So that's... This is just going to be a little bit smaller house, is what's going to happen here. But yeah, let's get some stuff spun up down here for houses. And the reason that I'd like to do this is not necessarily because I just want to give the dwarves more work. I'm just thinking long-term. Long-term strategy here is that we need more laborers. This fortress is turning out to be very, very labor hungry. Not that we didn't think it was going to be, but, you know, such that it is. And because of that, it would be nice to have a few more bodies around. I've been talking to Dabbles, and he enjoys, you know, dabbling. He doesn't like having to focus on the same task over and over again. If you watch him, he kind of just runs around and does his own thing. And so, you know, it would be nice to have a few more dwarves to kind of help break up that monotony, you know? So we'll throw out some... This will give us at least a few more dwarven residences so that as migrants come to the fortress, they have a... You know, we're not panicking and having people having to rebuild the dorm. I guess is kind of what I'm getting at here. So... Okay, so... I guess we need stairs here. And then... Oh, you know what? I screwed that up. I'll fix that in a minute. There we go. It's a lot of work there, dwarves. And no large gems are getting dumped into this stockpile. So I'm not sure why. Maybe they're just, the jobs haven't gotten around to it. It's a heavier thing to do. Are you drinking? Is that what you're doing? Yep. So yeah, see how the dwarves are all coming down here to drink? I'd like to keep them in that meeting hall, because if they're drinking in the meeting hall, then there's more chance of socialization, which means happy dwarves. No battle axes can be exported. Not even your mom. Sorry. I'm sure you understand why I had to do that. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. It's coming together. Where are the dimple cups? We have 10 of them. Ah. Probably need to outlaw those here in plants. And can we put together some querns yet, guys? It would be really great if we could do that. Hey. Love it. Some dimple cup or plump helmet seeds there. What we might end up having to do before we can kick off this stockpile... Yeah, make the kids haul the querns. Good job. But what we might have to do to get this stockpile set up is we may actually have to do like a whole growth cycle on the dimple cups. Oh, and maybe not. Oh dear, let's do a new route. This is route 12. Let's do add a stop. Bingo. Let's pause this real quick. We're still really concerned that I get this wrong and then they start doing something. This is going to be the dimple cup quantum stockpile. We need to throw a lead mine. We're running out of... Are we running out? Not really. We're not really running out of mine carts. I don't need to panic. And then this is going to be the dimple cup stop. Yay! Delete, delete, delete. This is the stockpile linking. So it takes from the Dimple Cup supply and it outputs to the Dimple Cup quantum stock. And then the only thing that can go in this minecart is food of the type plant with Dimple Cup. Can they actually cook Dimple Cups? I'm super curious now. If you'll permit me the distraction. I think it's labor, kitchen. Yeah, what's going on here? You can't cook those. We've got shad and mussel. $4,187 dwarven wine. Wow. Okay. I digress. Okay, so we've got Dimple Cups in both of them. That means we can kick off the stockpile. That is awesome. And we need to go farming. We'll add some more querns here. I think I'm going to ask him to make a few more querns. Yeah, let's do 5 more rock querns. And we'll make them out of granite, because we seem to have a glut of granite. Okay, Duke has become a farmer. Okay. So we have this granite quern, and here's... We've got to mill Dimple Cups, and if there's Dimple Cups, then mill them. That's kind of what I want. And that is going to output... Let's add a new task. We're going to mill plants. But I want to be specific about what it is that we're milling. And it's Dimple Cups. Mill Dimple Cups. Yeah, let's do work orders specifically for this shop. Okay, so let's do this and say this one is important. And I'd just like to see what happens here. So once it looks like this job has been picked up, and this is all kind of new to me. So I'm still learning like exactly how this works. Let's go to the milling process. What is all these construction? Oh yeah. We're building houses, we're building floors. Lazy dwarf, stop canceling constructions. Mill, Dimple Cup, Seabrick, Astlibash. Hi. We'd just like to watch you for a minute, if you please. She is going to get a Dimple Cup, is what it looks like. Of course, now we're hauling the Dimple Cup. These first few jobs are going to look really ugly because they're coming down here to retrieve the Dimple Cups. But what this will do, hopefully, cross your fingers, we'll take it over to the mill. Okay, and now she needs to go get... I think she needs to go get a bag. Yeah, here she comes. There's a bag, okay. Giant one-hump camel leather, yeah. So this is where the product goes, into the bag. Mill those Dimple Cups. I didn't realize that this changes every time you click on them. They say something different. Let's take a look at the quern. Boy, that's not a short process, is it? It's really quite drawn out. And I know time is going forward because I can see the lava kind of moving around, and there's some folks moving around here. Over a day. That's just a little surprising. Okay, so we need a bag for each one of these. Basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out how to do automation for this so that we can fully automate our clothing industry. And we might have to expand our dimple cup farming as well. Got a snowstorm going on. Okay, so 2.5 days roughly for this job. I don't know why that makes any I don't know why that matters. We get a closer view of what you're doing there, Seabrick, please. Oh, I know why. It's because these querns are not hooked up to anything. And what I mean by that is we could add some mechanical power here, and that would allow these mills to just run all of the time whenever we needed them, right? We might actually have to look into powering these mills or these querns at some point. What's above this? Okay, so we potentially could do that. I had some plans for that area, but maybe we can expand our wind farm a little bit. Girlfriend, this is a lot of work. Good lord. She's delighted watching a performance. Are they doing a performance in here? He's doing a brewing demonstration. I wonder if she's like hearing through the door, you know, into the farming thing here. That's crazy. Okay, I don't even remember what day we started this on, but we obviously need to add some power to this. So let's take a look at how we might accomplish that. We do have a shaft that comes right off of here. So we could break that up. We could toss it, run a shaft all the way through here, and then maybe we would move our milling section down here. I like that. So this is actually going to be... We're going to blow all of this up. We're going to go in here. Sorry, dwarves. That's gone. Okay. And I think I'm just going to put a whole bunch of them in there. And we have the wood now. That's the thing, is we have the wood. You are still milling. Wow. That's crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. Here we go. Floors. Let's do some flooring. Let's make it out of rhyolite blocks. Let's do some more flooring. And just because, you know... We'll use this eventually. I promise. We will. Okay, is it done? Okay, so we've got the dimple dye bag. Now, is this full? Okay, so we got dimple dye. Where does that dye go? Where does that guy go? So this is thread. Oh, we don't really have a place for dye. But let's do dye thread. Can we... Really? We want to dye thread. This just dyes thread. Do I know what... you know what? We'll just do dye thread. Because we have thread, And we've got some die now. And that task has started. Maybe it's you. Are you the one that's coming in? Yeah, okay. Rakust, the planter. Lean Canyon. He's going to go up here. He's going to go get that bag, I betcha. No, he went and planted seeds. Did the die get canceled? Oh, in linked stockpile. That's right. That's right. So, I did this to myself. But these are only allowed to take out of the thread quantum stockpile. And as such, we need a stockpile for dies, I guess. You can't quantum stockpile bags. So this presents a unique challenge, or a unique thing that's going on here. And that is specifically that we need a stockpile for dies. So this brewer station is going to get overrun a little bit. Not overrun. I might have spoken too strongly there. Die bags. And let's go in here. And now I have to find the dies. That's dies. Yeah, are they under powder? Maybe it's powder. Where would the powder be? Is the next question. Finished goods? No. That doesn't make any sense. Ah. Technically, I guess it's processed plants. So it's not something like that. I have a feeling that I'm going to find it in this... section here. Milled plant. Yeah. Oh gosh. Very poor choice here. I'm going to have to individually select these because I want all of the dyes that I ever happen to find to be in this area, but I don't really want my flour in this area. That's something I would cook with, right? So this is just all of the dyes, not sugar, not wheat flour. Ugh. Yeah, okay, so this is basically your milled plants that become powder. I think that's what it was in the old game, is they had it marked as powder. So hopefully I don't have to move the stockpile, because this is a little tedious. But yeah, I would say that the next... it's something that I've wanted since I've actually started playing this game. And yeah, I started playing the game in earnest when the Steam version came out, so when 50 hit. But if I'm being 100% honest, this game is long overdue for like an item reclassification based on a whole bunch of different things. Because that right there is a prime example of tedium. So we added all of these new dyes to the game, which is super cool. But the downside is that, you know, it's not really in a place that makes sense, right? So now what I can do is I can go in here, and that's the stockpile, but I can go into my workshop, and I can add another thing that goes in here and says, take from dye bags. And then here... take from dye bags. So stuff going into this is going from thread, quantum stock, and from dye bags. And then we'll just make sure that this is... yeah, okay, good. All right, so let's try this once again. And we're just going to do dye thread. And I think that there's going to be some difficulty when we go to establish this in an automated fashion as well. And that difficulty is going to basically come down to the fact that there's a different way that you get to your powders and stuff like that. Okay, so you went and put the put the thread back. That's funny. What the heck? Did it cancel? It must have canceled. Oh, it's already been marked. Okay, so... Oh, in the linked stockpile. Okay, so we don't actually have that dye bag in the stockpile just yet. That's a question. Where did it go? So I've got 11 powder. I've got dimple dye. Oh. Okay. We're just going to say, I think it's extract plant. Nope. It's milled plant. No milled plants belong in here. And then just to kind of jumpstart the process, you can go ahead and take stuff from this Mondo stockpile. And I will have to remember to do that. Okay. Now we've got all these guys to resume construction here. Resume. I think this is just better done in the labors. And yeah, look at all these construct buildings that have been canceled because there were things in the way. It's fun when there's like one or two of them and you're just like, cantankerous dwarves. But when you have this many construct building orders going on, it's a wee bit problematic. Just a bit. Indeed. Let's delete this stockpile. How does that stockpile not get deleted? I want to delete you. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Okay, and then this, of course, will be our area where that's going to happen. Let's go. Actually, hey, miners, we need you to dig. I think that will be okay. We'll put some walls around that. Actually... yeah, why not? You know? Who knows what we'll find in here? Oh, and yes. Where are my manners? Dye some thread. Oh. Yeah, you know, I guess we can put max barrels or pots for dye. But, oh, here we go. Here we go. Yes. This is exciting. This is exciting. It's only taken me 16 episodes to get to this point. Edom is dying. The Bone Doctor is dying for us. Not dying, but dying thread. Come on, guys. Okay, so we got pigtail thread, and we got an empty bag. Great. Can we dye more thread? I don't think we have any more. But this thread should go in here. Okay, yeah, there's no more. We don't have any more dye. Okay, so we're going to get that problem solved. This is all taking a little bit too long, too, if we're being honest. Like, our dwarves are desperately in need of clothing. Almost, it's almost like a now type of thing. You know? Oh, well. We can't do that. But we can basically stop this thing here and Oh, hey, you know what? I'm sick and tired of looking at these things sticking out. So let's remove those. But we can do that in like priority 4. That's okay. It's coming together slowly. We're going to put some stills down here. We're just going to move everything down there because that makes more sense. Farming, still. No, not a... Workshop, farming. We're going to do a still, select material. We want a lunite because the lunite is pretty. There we go. And then we're going to break this down. We'll expand this for like dyes and whatnot. And then the drinks can be... Eventually, they'll be out here, you guys. Eventually. Do these have any... No, okay. So we can just leave these as default. We're not brewing anything, so we may as well, like, just burn these down as well. I'm going to move the drink brewing down here. And, you know, this can be a supply area for our cloth. Our clothing industry. We've got dyed pigtail cloth. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, you're making leather bags. Okay, sweet. Love it. That's not... Those don't belong there, guys. Okay. So we pretty much have this area going. And so now I think... See, this is going to be a wall. These are going to be... This is going to be walled off and floored. So what we want to do now is... Yeah, we need to get those querns down. And those are not furnaces. They're farming workshops. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No more. But we can use these for, you know, whatever it is that we need. And so now I think I want to use like, let's just start with 3. We can do it here. Now I know where all of the stuff is, or I'm supposed to know, right? Because I just did it. It's not going to happen. I forgot where it is. Plants. I was like, oh, I know exactly where to put this. This is going to be Dimple Cup. Dimple Cup supply. And I don't want any barrels. Thank you. And then we're going to do a Dimple Cup QS. And this is food, plants. You can't, like, this is the thing. Dimple Cup, you can't eat. At least that's what it seems like. So why then would it be there? You know? Here's a track stop. It's going to dump south. We'll make it out of granite blocks. Whoa, I burned through a ton of granite. That's great. Okay. Now, these are all linked up. And so what we can do is we can do a construction... I need to put the floor down. I think I do. We can do granite there, right? Yeah, that'll look okay. I was kind of concerned about it, but you know what? It's fine. Yeah, it's totally fine. What we're going to do... Here's the idea. So we've got this machine that's running over here. And then we've got a shaft that runs all the way up here, and we've got room for 2 more windmills. And if you'll notice, we have a total power need of 121 and a total power of 140. So what we're going to do, we need to do this right away, hopefully. Yeah, we've got nether cap logs. Let's... Oh, we used all of them. Okay, well, that's fine. It's not going to look uniform, but, you know, who cares? We'll get these guys built up. That's going to give us, I think, another 80 power, so we'll be at, or maybe only 20. Yeah, you know, it's looking like it's going to be only 20. So this will get us up to 180 power, and hopefully that's enough to kind of tap into the windmills. But we'll have to restart the mist generator. So I can't forget that, because if this thing stops, then guess what happens? The water falls, and then it makes a big mess down here. Which is fine, but, you know, we kind of would prefer not to have that happen. We can uninstall this one. I forgot about that. Uninstall. Uninstall. Okay, we got dimple cups in here. Sweet. Okay, so it's time to build our new route. This is the dimple cup QS. We need a minecart. Thank you, Mr. Lead minecart. The track stop is here. And then we've got a dimple cup stop. And the only thing that can go in there is food that's not food. I'm not bitter, you're bitter. Dimple cup. And then let's do some... It takes in from the supply and it spits out to the quantum. Done. Boom. And then we get rid of these guys. Sweet. And this will automate all of our... You won't have to spend like 2 weeks milling out dimple cups for just a little bit of dye. That's stupid. Okay. Now this is the part that always gives me a little bit of concern. Is we're going to go from here to here. I need 4 logs. Wait. I think I need to put a mechanism there. Or I'm sorry, a gear assembly. And then we're going to get rid of that vertical axle. And we're going to put a gear assembly there, but I can't yet. Okay. So we'll do horizontal axle. Fungi wood. Okay. And then we'll go gear assembly, granite mechanisms. Okay, and the only thing I need to do is check. So this guy needs 114 power. This guy is still active. Okay, so this should just start working. Ish. As soon as we get it installed. It's going to take a bit of doing here. But the dwarves are nothing but resourceful is the word that I'm looking for. Words are hard sometimes. Okay, so this is cranking. Waiting for construction. Yeah, and you see like all of the water splattered all over the floor here. So we'll make a pit pond here. And as soon as this starts up again, then we'll kick that off again. Okay. And we should be able to see... Yeah, okay, so now we need... There's a total need for 140 power. I don't know if I need to put mechanisms all along here. But this guy should be... $141. I don't think we actually accomplished what we... Oh, no, we added 20. How do I tell if this mill is powered, or this quern is powered? Well, let's have them do a task on it and see. Male plants. Let's do dimple cup. Let's see if it just takes them less time, you know? That might be the best way to see. Okay, so pardon the little jump in time here, but I've just realized that my mistake is very large. And after a quick Google search, I have not made the correct thing to be powered. So I can't use... Querns are hand machines. So we need to actually make millstones. Make a rock millstone. And we're going to make them out of granite. I've only done this a couple of times, so it's really like not a... And we'll let them do what they need to do here. Sorry, guys. I wish I knew what I was doing. That would be really helpful, but you know, just keep undoing it and doing it and undoing it and doing it, and poor Dabbles is gonna be stuck here for like a week grinding this thing out. And they just stuck a quern on top of this. Oh man, there's going to be naked dwarves running around in this fortress very, very, very soon. Unfortunately, I apologize. Okay, so this is going again, so we need to kick off some filling there. We have to keep an eye on that. Definitely don't want a situation where resume construction, guys. Jeez. And then, oh yeah, I forgot. We can do some engravements. Oops. Looks good. A little bit of engravements there. And then after that, we can put the doors in. And whoops, sorry. I want to throw some floor on here. I've only got 157 granite blocks, though, so we're going to have to let them catch up on that just a tiny little bit. That's okay, though. The wolves are out. These will be the more economic ones to finish. Yeah, so we're out of granite. That's fine. Throw some doors on these guys. And, yeah, keeping working. Dabbles. He's milling some dimple cups for us. I don't know where these things are going to go. They're giant. I might just throw them over here, and, like, if I need to do some random thing, and we'll use the mills for, like, actual milling. How about that? Did that job get approved, by the way? The millstones? Yeah, it did. I got millstones coming. Millstones are coming. We got door. Oh, we kicked off the door job first. Well, stone workers are always busy. You know, that's a nice thing. Is that if you're a stone worker, you've always got work to do. Always, 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 always. And then we can do, you know, this here. Whoops. That's not what we want. We want to engrave people. Those will be ready. That's pretty cool. I don't think we need to do it up here just yet. Maybe these pieces right here. For now, though, that's fine. Oh, hey, look at him. We're growing dimple cups. That's great, because we have seeds. We have seeds now. Yeah, you're thirsty? Because, I mean, you've been grinding away at this for like a week, Dabbles. It's almost the end of year 46. We started in spring of 41. So we're almost 5 years in. Things seem to be going okay. Uh-oh. Inappropriate building for this fill pond thing. Oh! Yeah, we've got way more water than we need. That's a lot of water. You're not supposed to do that much. But we have 180 power. We need 141. So once he's done, then we'll start throwing down our millstones, because hopefully we'll have a few. I can't believe I did that. I knew at one point... Where's the mill? I gotta find the mill now, of course. That's a screw press. We don't need a screw press. Do that. And we can do some... Well, no. How many times can I change my mind? Let's dye some thread. This guy's gonna get removed. Granite millstones. Okay, I've got millstones. Oh, they're machines. What the heck is going on here? That is a weird looking bug, isn't it? Why can't I put one right here? It's under machine. We go to millstone. Okay, now I can put one in. That is a really weird looking really weird looking icon for placement. I wonder if that's a bug with DFAC or if it's something else, because I would not expect that. These querns need to be hauled off somewhere and gotten rid of. I don't want to just throw them away because I might need them. So maybe they go in the furniture quantum stockpile downstairs. Let's take a look. That's just for furniture. So is there querns in here? There are querns, and they are allowed. Okay. Well, then they'll probably get picked up and handled then. That's what I'm going with. Let's see how many power... And yes, that's the correct way to say it. Let's see how many power each one of these millstones consumes. Oh dear. Well, that's... Oh no, that's 10 power. Okay, so we will need to expand our windmill setup upstairs, you know? And spring is here! That's happening. That's great. Because we're gonna have 171. Okay. How do I want to do this? Is the question. What is this, all rhyolite? Yeah, it's all rhyolite. Okay, so we've got a very nice spot here that's all engraved. And here's what we're going to do. This is going to be for our booze. For the booze that we can fit, anyways. Booze. I don't know what to say. There's so much of it. We made so much of it. I was panicked. All of it. Just put all of it in here. Oh dear. That's... Don't do what I've done, you guys. It's really, really, really bad. Let's go downstairs and remove it out of here. And general stockpile eventually gets smaller. We're gonna have to drink ourselves silly. Like this, our hospital is not equipped to deal with the alcohol poisoning that would be wrought on us if we continued to drink at that level. You know? Just... Oh, hey, look at this. We're gonna be like... Yeah, Seabrick is having a muscle. Okay. Good for you, Seabrick. Good job, Daddles. Okay, so... Now, we have gotten closer. Where are you guys going? Oh, okay, yeah, of course. We will need to extend this by a certain amount. It's unknown exactly how much right now. And we'll put a wall here, probably a rhyolite wall. We just need to kind of clean some of this stuff up, you guys. And then Seabrick's facilities here will be closed off in silver. This is probably fine, but, you know. Really cranking on them leather bags. I think we're going to run out of leather after a while. Oh yeah, look at, we're moving all the booze down. That's a lot of hauling jobs, if I'm honest. Okay. Alright, so we've got a whole bunch of dimple cups. And we want to make these guys. Okay, okay. So where are all of our bags going? Are they in the furniture stockpile downstairs? I seem to remember seeing... It's just a clattering. Yeah, there's bags in here. Okay, so bags are going in the furniture supply. Why? Nobody knows. But let's take a look. Yeah, bags. All right. So you can take out of this stockpile. Okay, so here's what we need to do. Sorry. I'm getting there. It's just taking me a while. We're going to take from the dimple cup supply. And we have to take from the furniture supply downstairs because that's where the bags are. Yep. Okay. And then you are going to do the same. Take from here. And then from the... I'll take from the bazaar. Furniture and quantum stock, pot, dimple cup, quantum stock. And then, did I do this right? Yeah. Take from. One more time. Okay. Now, we can go in here, and I think for every 3 dimple cups that we have, we'll just kick off a job for 1 dimple cup, and then we've got 3 of them here, right? That's the way that I want to do this. So we're going to do mill plants, and we're going to do 1, and we're going to do dimple cups, 1 dimple cup, and then we want to add millable dimple cups, unrotten, is greater than 3, greater than 2, because that would be 3, and then empty bags greater than 2 as well. Okay. And I guess we better name these like dimple mill 1, and we'll go dimple mill 2 here. And we might actually have to change these to like just mill whatever shows up. That would be 3. But for now, we can just set it up like this. So I've got the stockpiles taken care of. Let's do the work order once again. Mill plants, mill 1. Let's go to dimple cup. Yeah, okay. And then you want dimple cups greater than 2 and bags greater than 2. And all of that is satisfied. So now I've got mill 1 and mill 2, and then we'll go here and we'll do the same thing. And what this should do is just keep milling the stuff, right? Yeah, we're going to have plenty of it. Now there's going to be plenty of work for this area to do, which is perfect, right? And we're actually, well, now we're in spring already? Oh, yeah, we're in spring. So sweet pods here, dimple cups in the spring in pigtail 6. Interesting. I'm gonna switch one of these over to dimple cups as well, because this is a mixed plot. That's fine. It's nice to have the sweet pods, and I might expand on that just a little bit, but for right now, let's expand our sweet pods because we certainly need more of those. And I think now, as we are getting more stuff going on here, let's make a silver wall here. But as we expand out a little bit here, we're going to have, we'll have thread that's kind of ready to go, but it's not quite to the point where we can start tossing it in here with dyed thread. So we will kick off some dyeing jobs as soon as we've got dye here. I think we can do this right now, actually. And then we just can watch the process work. We can kind of oversee it. But let's do it 2 at a time, so we've got 2 dyeing jobs every time it kicks off. And let's make sure that the dyer's workshops can only take 1 work order at a time. And we'll do 2 at a time here. And we'll do dye cloth. No. Wrong. We're going to do dye thread. This is all kind of fiddly, if you ask me. I want 2 of them. And unused collected dyeable thread. is greater than 2. Yeah. Which is fine. And then we need unrotten dye items. This is just gonna take from... Where's our dye? I only have 1 dimple dye bag. Yeah, okay. So we go back up here and see if... Give these guys a chance to kick off, because here comes all the dimple cups. It's definitely a little fiddly. Not gonna lie. Oh, the manager's got to approve all this still. And, you know, I'm just thinking about something else here. And I think we need to start on an exterior construction. And I got to pick out a good... you know what? This is probably going to be very, very foolish. Need a place for the military to train, guys. Don't want to do that out of silver. Select material after placement. That'll work. Sure, cool. It's coming together ever so slowly. Ever so slowly. Look at all of the drinks. This is called Better Meeting Area. Let's repaint this zone. That's the meeting area. And then let's make the dining hall. Whoops. Let's make the dining... Let's repaint that zone as well. Let's make the dining hall larger. Sweet. Well, dwarves, you are doing very well. I'm impressed. Came a long ways. I would like to see us milling some of this stuff, if y'all don't mind. So, manager, who is our manager? Is Asob, right? Yeah. Bin maker. Bin maker, what are you doing, man? I want to see this automation kick off. He's detailing a wall, of course. Another dwarf that's probably well overqualified for the position that he has in the fortress, but He's certainly in a situation where he does a lot of different things. I imagine like many dwarves here in Anvilseal. But for Aesop in particular, he's also, oddly enough, I'm just reading this, he's taken a bath recently. So, oddly enough, yeah, he's gonna go have a drink. I'm considering making a tavern too, you guys. Yay. Euphoric due to inebriation. Can you go validate my work orders now? Please? Manage work orders. And someone was outside because they're throwing up. Thanks, buddy. Much appreciated. I'm gonna go eat now. We'll leave him to it. Here come the tasks. Yes. And we've got a moody dwarf. I was kind of wondering if we were going to see something like that. That's Mother. Where's Aban? Possessed by unknown forces. Okay, so she's claimed a stoneworker's workshop. I wonder what you're going to make, Aban. She's a legendary miner. So this will be her second legendary... Oh, she's getting pigtail cloth. Okay, that's fine. Temple Cup's getting milled. Getting some bone. Cloth, bone. I'm waiting for the stone. Did she already grab the stone? She might have. Getting some camel leather. Whatever this is going to be quite interesting. Oh, another dwarf who might do well in the military. Keeping hauling things. Where are you headed now? Wood, perhaps? No. More cloth. Second trip to the cloth. Wow. Man, as we continue to go, more leather. Stop using the leather. I want to use that for bags. As we continue to expand all of the supplies that we have, the dwarves have gotten more and more elaborate with their constructions. More cloth. Oh, cave spider silk cloth. Interesting. And she's off. She's off working. Well, good luck, Aban. I'm sure we'll hear from you very soon. And swap back over to our milling. Got plenty of things to mill. And that's going to drop us down here. We've got the thread. We've got dyeing thread. Not dyeing thread. Thread to dye. There's pigtail thread. And I think it's time. I think it's time. It's only taken me way too many episodes to do this. But here it is. Route 14. No, I don't want to delete this route. I want to name it. And this is going to be dyed thread quantum stockpile. And let's give it a minecart. And let's give it a track stop designation. And this is going to be dyed thread stop. And let's do our in. I forget what I just clicked. I said in, but I didn't really pay attention. This is what feeds it. This is where it feeds out to. I did that. We got the minecart, which is thread, which is going to be cloth. No. But it has to be dyed. That's the trick. Okay. Get rid of those guys. And I think this is ready to go. That way we can kick off our next piece of the puzzle, which is weave cloth? Weave thread into cloth. And I have 3 looms. So I want to do this 3 at a time. Push the right button. And the material is going to be... Do I care? I don't think I care about exactly what's in there. I'll limit the workshops into what they can take. And the amount of unused collected plant thread is going to be greater than 2. Actually, greater than 10. And can I add... unused collected dyed plant thread, then weave it in at 10. Let's just do 5. I want to see this kick off. That's really what I want. So if I've got that, then do 3 of them. Actually, let's just do double. So it'll be great. Yeah, greater than 5. So I'll take half the supply. If we get down to 6, or we get down to... if we get down to 6, then we'll still do 1, but that'll leave 3. Just in case there's a strange mood, like we have right now. You always want to maintain a little bit of a standoff there. Dimple cups getting dyed. Look at all of that blue dye. And Aban has created Anem Amas, a granite quern. She offers it to the mighty anvils. Oh, okay. I don't really want a granite quern, but we have too many querns, you guys. All right. We may as well put it out. I mean, it'll make the farmers happy, right? We'll just put the querns along this wall here. That looks like a millstone. But it's a quern. Okay. And we may as well just like kind of in the spirit of cleaning things up just a little bit. This will be like the place where we do this if we don't have anything better to do. And if that didn't make sense to you, then I don't know what to say. Yeah, there we go. Rando. Very rando, but, you know. Okay, so... that's super cool. I love the automation in this game. That's something that's really appealing to me, is kind of building up something that works itself out. And I know that there's other games that probably represent that a little bit better, but if I'm being honest, like, it's a mix of that plus a whole bunch of different stuff that just makes me go, yeah, this is a really cool game. This is a really cool function, a combination of different things, you know? Yep. Oh, we didn't set our workshops here, so let's do that, or our stockpiles. So this guy takes from here. This guy takes from here. And then let's just call this Loom 1, just so I can see there's a distinction. Loom 2, you've got a stockpile designation, and then for Loom 3 as well. And we'll do a designation for him coming from here. And we should actually be really close to getting some dyed thread, which will mean we can do our clothing. We can do our clothing stuff. And the idea is that the fabric, the cloth supply that's going here will be like the thing that, this is dyed cloth. Yeah, okay. Will be the thing that this little spot right here is going to be where all the cloth is piled up. And when the cloth is all piled up there, then we'll just make clothes as we need them. Those pieces of clothing will drop down into, I don't think we have a clothing stockpile just yet. So we'll need to make a clothing stockpile. And then the dwarves can just go in there as they please and gather whatever they need, which will be great. That's my primary worry right now, is getting the clothing industry running, and making it so that, you know, there's a little bit of a flair here, right? We've got our we've definitely got our milling set up here. We've got more than enough querns, and we've got some mills. We'll use those to actually produce the stuff that we need for these jobs. More dimple cups. Yeah, we're out of seeds. That's fantastic, though. We're building all of that up. So, yeah, this is looking really nice. And we built some silver ramps out here. Let's build some more. Oh, no. Did that wrong. So upward slopes, yep. Haven't done one of these before. But here's what we're going to try and do. We're going to try and make a pyramid out of this. And I think I've got to do a floor along here and then put ramps on the floor. Unless I miss my guess. So how are we going to do that? Because this won't be visible. We've got a ton of microcline, but it seems a fabulous waste to do that. So we'll do this. I think we did Gabbro for everything. Yeah. Okay. And whoops, I did it again. Well, I've got some construction canceling to do, but we have gone overtime for this episode, and I thank you for joining me for another adventure here in Anvilseal, the dwarven fortress, nestled between two volcanoes. The mighty anvils are building up quite a bit of might, and it's been very enjoyable to watch them continue that. So, come back next time, and you will get to see what happens next and what we continue to work on. But for now, thanks for joining me for another session, and as you go on about your day, please don't forget to hit somebody with kindness, and we'll see you next time.